Nice light night in the NHL tonight with four. Count them, 4 games. And playoff implications here, pride here, and a team trying to climb back into having playoff implications for their run here against one who've been on a pretty solid run and are looking to bounce back from getting shut out. So let's go ahead and jump in with the Vegas Golden Knights in tonight against the New York Islanders. Vegas is 17-14-1. The Islanders are 14-11-4. And the Islanders looking to bounce back from a loss against the Pittsburgh Penguins. No shame in that. And it's an interesting game because Vegas is not great on the road. And yet, they've been better lately than they were. So this is a chance for them to show that improvement continues. Because this road trip, I believe this is a 4 or 5 game road trip for them. So we'll see what happens with Vegas on this one. Marchessault leads them in scoring with 11 goals and 12 assists. Carlson, 10 goals, 13 assists. Tuck, 10 goals, 12 assists. Smith, 6 goals, 15 assists. Eakin, 11 goals, 8 assists. Pacioretty, 10 goals, 8 assists. Theodore, 4 goals, 14 assists. Miller, 2 goals, 12 assists. There's Ryan Reeves with 6 goals and 4 assists for 10 points. And Belmar, 4 goals and 4 assists, rounds out their top 10. On the Islanders side, Bailey, 7 goals, 17 assists, so he's back to the top of that score sheet. Barzell, 3 goals, 20 assists. Lee, 11 goals, 11 assists. Nelson, 10 goals, 10 assists. Filppula, 7 goals, 9 assists. Everly, 6 goals, 7 assists. Mayfield, 3 goals, 10 assists. Sazika, 7 goals, 4 assists. Komarov, 3 goals, 8 assists. And Beauvillier gets on the top 10 with 8 goals and 2 assists. Goaltenders, I expect Fleury because Subban's 0-4-0, 4.02 goals against, 859 save percentage. Fleury is 17-10-1 with a 2.51 goals against, 908 save percentage. When Fleury's on, they win. When he's not, they don't. Pretty simple. On the Islanders side, I would expect Greiss, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's Leonard. Leonard played pretty solidly last game. Leonard's 4-5-3, 2.63 goals against, 916 save percentage. Greiss is 10-6-1 with a 2.58 goals against and a 918 save percentage. Over their last 10, the Vegas Golden Knights are 8-2. They won their last game. The Islanders are 4-4-2. They lost their last game. On the road, Vegas is 7-11. At home, the Islanders are 7-4-3. Versus the East, Vegas is 6-8. So below 500 against the East. They do struggle against the East. And versus the West, the Islanders are 3-6. So that's kind of a pick'em. But I will say this: the home record favors the Islanders over Vegas. Over the last 10, Vegas has been the better team versus the East versus the West. That situation is pretty close to a saw-off. I think this is going to be a very close game. Wouldn't surprise me if it was low scoring, but other than that, I don't know. The New York Islanders, if they could go on a run here, could solidify that number 3 spot in the Metro. Somebody's got to solidify that number 3 spot in the Metro. I don't see why it can't be the Islanders. And of course, you've got Pittsburgh breathing down everybody's neck. So Pittsburgh at some point is going to get on a run here, and you might as well make up some ground, or at least make it so that it's harder for them to catch up. And that's all going to be on the Islanders tonight against a team that's looking to do the same in the Pacific. Next up, Pittsburgh. So the aforementioned Penguins, who are now 13-10-6, they're inching their way back to a decent record. And now tonight they're in against the 9-18-5 Chicago Blackhawks. Oh, how far the Hawks have fallen. Like, I knew they wouldn't be great this year, but this is insane. Honestly, this is insane. And since they fired Quenneville, the record's gotten worse. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that things in the locker room's gotten worse, but I haven't heard of very many occasions where a team will say, you know what really galvanized us was all that losing we did when we'd hoped we'd be winning. The veteran guys were quite happy to be in that atmosphere where we were losing every night. And coming off of a night like last night, I would expect a couple of instances of fisticuffs in this one, honestly. Because these teams really should be fired up. Pittsburgh, the idea that, again, That third spot in the Metro looks tantalizingly close. And for the Chicago Blackhawks, pride. Pride has to kick in. Leading scorer for Pittsburgh is still Phil Kessel, 12 goals, 21 assists. Malkin, 10 goals, 23 assists. Crosby, 15 goals, 17 assists. Jake Gensel, 12 goals, 14 assists. Letang, 7 goals, 17 assists. Hornquist, 12 goals, 7 assists. Simone, 4 goals, 9 assists. Alexiak, 4 goals, 7 assists for him. Brassard, 4 goals, 5 assists. And Dumoulin, with 1 goal, 8 assists, rounds out the top 10. On the Chicago side, Kane still leads them, 15 goals and 21 assists. With 36 points, he's 12 points clear of the second-place scorer on Chicago. So barring injury, he is their leading scorer for the season. Taves, 13 goals, 11 assists. DeBrincat, 12 goals, 12 assists. Brandon Saad, 8 goals, 8 assists. Anisimov, 6 goals, 9 assists. Gustafsson, 5 goals, 8 assists. Keith, 13 assists. Cahoon, 4 goals, 9 assists. Seabrook, 3 goals, 9 assists. And there's Dylan Strome with 7 goals, 4 assists, rounding out their top 10. Goaltenders, I kind of expect DeSmith here because he has been the best of the 3 goaltenders. And we'll see when Murray comes back where he fits in. Jari is 0-1-1, 3.5 goals against, 887 save percentage. Because of where Chicago is in the standings, I could see Jari ending up in there. Murray, 4-5-1, 4.08 goals against, 877 save percentage. DeSmith, 9-4-4 now with a 2.34 goals against and a 925 save percentage. On the Chicago side, well, Ward played last night, so Crawford's playing tonight. Crawford, 5-14-1, 3.21 goals against, 901 save percentage. And Ward, 4-4-4 with a 4.00 goals against, 885 save percentage. So it's just the numbers are poor all around. And the Hawks have a lot of work to do if they're going to get anywhere near respectability this year. 6-2-2 is the record for the Penguins in their last 10. They won their last game. Of course, Chicago's 1-9. They've lost their last 8. Sad. On the road, Pittsburgh 6-4-4. That's started getting better. At home, Chicago's 5-6-3. So working to their benefit, Chicago's played a lot of road games already. Working to their detriment, they've only won 5 out of 14 at home. So when they are home, they don't win a ton. Versus the West, Pittsburgh is an impressive 8-1-1. Versus the East, Chicago's 4-6-2. So all the numbers seem to favor Pittsburgh. But again, until they play the game out, you just don't know. And Chicago, if they're going to get fired up, they might as well do it against a 2-time champion like Pittsburgh. All right, next up. Philadelphia Flyers in against Calgary. The Philadelphia Flyers are 12-13-3, and they're in danger of making their way completely out of any playoff conversation. And I know for Flyers fans, their reaction is playoffs. Calgary's 19-10-2, and they are still in every conversation about contending right now because of how well they've been playing. They have to avoid the loss they suffered against Edmonton becoming a pattern. And they have a good team to match up against if they want to avoid that in the Philadelphia Flyers. The Flyers' leading scorer is Claude Giroux with 11 goals and 25 assists. Next up is Jacob Voracek with 8 goals, 15 assists, followed by Couturier, 10 goals, 10 assists. Konechny, 9 goals, 10 assists. Simmons, 10 goals, 4 assists. Gostisbehere, 3 goals, 10 assists for him. Lawton, 6 goals, 5 assists. Lindblom, 4 goals, 7 assists. Nolan Patrick, 5 goals, 5 assists. He's number 9 on the score sheet. And Haig, 3 goals, 7 assists, 10 points for him to round out the top 10. On the Calgary side, Gaudreau, 12 goals, 27 assists. Monahan, 18 goals, 17 assists. Lindholm, 16 goals and 18 assists. Kachuk, 13 goals, 20 assists. Giordano, 3 goals, 26 assists. Backlund, 5 goals, 12 assists. Noah Hannafin, 3 goals and 11 assists. Brody, 3 goals, 9 assists. Jankowski, 4 goals, 6 assists. And Derek Ryan rounds out the top 10 with 4 goals and 5 assists. Goaltenders. I kind of expect Stolarz here, but at this point, Philadelphia's goaltending is it's a mishmash. Elliott 6-7 with a 2.59 goals against, 911 save percentage. Stolarz 1-1, 3.39 goals against, 898 save percentage. Michael Neuwirth 0-2, 6.17 goals against, 719 save percentage. On the Calgary side of things, I expect Smith here. Riddick is 8-3-1 now with a 2.29 goals against, 922 save percentage. Smith 11-7-1, 2.88 goals against, 893 save percentage. In their last 10, Philadelphia is 3-5-2. They lost their last game. Calgary 7-2-1. They lost their last game. On the road, Philadelphia is 7-6-1 at home. Calgary's 10-3-2. So an impressive home record for the Calgary Flames. Versus the West, Philly's better than they are against the East. They're 6-5-1 versus the East. Calgary's 5-3-1. So limited number of games played by Calgary against the East, but they're still above 500, so that's good. And for the Flames, it is a chance for them to show that they're still, that momentum's there, and they're not in any danger of going into a losing streak. And hey, if you need to bounce back from a shutout, sadly, Philadelphia is one of those teams you really want to see right now. I'm not putting it all on the goaltenders. I can't. There's too many goaltenders to put it on. Yeah, Pickard had some bad games here and there, but honestly, the numbers in goal, either it is a group of goaltenders who are all mediocre, or it's just the defense hasn't been good enough. And I personally think that Philly's defense has been an issue this year. That being said, let us move on. Final game of the night. Dallas. 16-11-3 in against the 16-11-5 Anaheim Ducks. It's a big test for Dallas. Dallas needs to get their road game together for me to really and truly get behind them. And they're in against a team that's been okay at home. They've won 9 out of 18 at home, so they can be beaten in Anaheim. But they're a good test. Your leading scorer for Dallas is still Sagan with 8 goals and 18 assists for 26 points. Jamie Benn, 12 goals, 12 assists. Radulov, 9 goals, 13 assists. Spezza, 5 goals, 12 assists. Heiskanen is now up to 5 goals and 10 assists, so 15 points for that kid. Talk a lot about rookies and which ones are playing well. Heiskanen doesn't really get mentioned very much. He's having a solid season. Shore, 5 goals, 9 assists. Lindell, 5 goals, 8 assists. Klingberg, same total. Of course, Klingberg's been out forever. Dickinson, 5 goals, 5 assists. And Radek Faksa, 4 goals and 5 assists for 9 points. If he could pitch in a few more assists and goals, that would probably make Dallas pretty happy, but their depth scoring has been an issue this year. On the Anaheim side, Getzlaf, 8 goals, 16 assists. Raquel, 5 goals, 15 assists. Henrique, 6 goals, 11 assists. Aberg, 10 goals and 6 assists. Montour, 4 goals, 11 assists. Silverberg, 8 goals, 6 assists. Lindholm, 3 goals, 11 assists. Kashe, 5 goals, 6 assists. Nick Ritchie, 4 goals, 6 assists. And Fowler, who I haven't heard anything yet on when he's going to be back, 3 goals and 7 assists for him. Goaltenders, I expect Bishop. He's 10-6-1, 2.28 goals against, 925 save percentage. Hudobin is 6-5-2 with a 2.71 goals against, 915 save percentage. It'll be Gibson tonight. Gibson's 12-9-4, 2.59 goals against, 925 save percentage. Ryan Miller's out for the next 6 weeks. He's 4-2-1 with a 2.71 goals against, 922 save percentage. Over their last 10, Dallas is 5-4-1, and they lost their last game. The Anaheim Ducks are 8-2, and they won their last game. On the road, Dallas is 6-8-2 at home. Anaheim's 9-4-5 versus the West. Dallas is an impressive 10-3-2, and versus the West, that's where Anaheim struggles. They're 8-8-3. So we'll see if Anaheim can reverse that trend, or Dallas can reverse the trend of how things are going on the road. One of them will reverse the trend. The other one will stay right on their trend. So that's going to probably be my game of the night. If I was to pick a game of the night of the 4 that are on tonight, close second would be the Islanders in Vegas. And there isn't a somebody has to win game, because every game features a team that's playing relatively well over their last 10 games. So none of the, like last night's Florida and St. Louis game where somebody had to win. But we'll see what ends up happening tonight. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.